Lisa. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. We're doing well.
Doing well, good.
Yeah.
You've had a long entertainment career. Can you tell me about the highlights?
Basically, I started writing things when I was really young, but at the age of 21 I won something called Oz Music, and that was hugely successful. I beat about 1,000 people, and I've done dance shows, I've written books, prominently with Jerry Lewis, who's an American icon comedian. He's fantastic. Did a television documentary that was quite big that I directed and hosted. That was a very big experience. But mainly winning Oz Music at a very young age was quite intense for me. So I guess you could call that a highlight, yeah.
What was your last creative project?
My last creative project was quite a while ago. It was in 2011. It was a television documentary, a 2-part series that was broadcast nationally. It had quite a big audience. So, yeah, that was my last project, and it was to do with an honours degree. Actually, I combined it, so I was being a bit clever. But it was quite good. So, but that was a while ago, and that one was on injuries. And had a bit of trauma, and yeah, so it wasn't a piece of fiction, it was a documentary.
So you've done so many things. What made you change direction?
What happened after the documentary is, I don't know, you know. I think what happened as well, I did an honours degree and then I got into a PhD. And I shifted direction completely into a more academic mode, into a teaching mode. The creative mode of whatever I did got lost a bit, so that was quite unfortunate.
In that PhD, what was creatively produced?
In the PhD, basically what emerged out of that is an app. Okay, and inside that app is a series of videos that I filmed. Originally that was going to be a documentary. So when I did the PhD, I thought it was going to be a filmmaking project. and that's partially why I did it, because that's what I'm supposed to be, right, as a film director. So I went and did this. But then practically for journalists, it kind of didn't work that they had to watch a documentary again. So I thought, hey, let's do something creative. So got a big team together and we built an app. And you know, you go look at that app and you look inside it, and videos come up that answer questions that a journalist might ask about, what is a particular injury, blah, blah, blah. And they get this really succinct answer where it's all cut into, 3-minute little pieces. So it's really cool, but it's not a film. And that's what it produced.
Some people said you've left the industry, your career stalled. It's been a 3.5-year break, and you're back. Why? So basically with my PhD, I'm still working on it. And suddenly I had a really creative burst. It's been a while, and a lot of people have said, I've taken a break, where have you been? Why are there no movies? Why are there no books? We haven't seen you on television, you're just not creative anymore, or something like that. And so lately I've just been feeling like a burst to do it, because I've been stuck in an academic environment, and I appreciate both worlds, right? Because teaching students how to be creative is fantastic, and I love it, right? About film, journalism, that sort of thing, writing. But I needed to be creative again. And saying I'm back, I haven't gone anywhere. I've always been here. I just think it's a matter of I haven't been creative for a while. So it's been a bumpy ride, a bit of a learning curve.
Yeah, the last 3 years was a bit of a downer. You could say that on a personal level too.
the last 3 years I had off after I made the television documentary. I went through a divorce. I stopped making film. I got more into an academic side of my mind, you know. I moved away from the creative side of myself and had a bit of a personal journey of getting the ego and kind of going, shit, I was successful really young and I was a bit arrogant, and it was just a matter of maturing, I think, over a couple of years. I mean, I'm old as it is, right? But I just think I needed to really think about a couple of things before I started being creative again and get a bit more gritty about my work. I was floating off a bit before, I think. Yeah, so it's been a bit of a bumpy couple of 3 years where I've had this gap, this space that everyone's saying that I've had time off. Yeah.
But what is your new film project about?
My latest project is called Glorification, independent movie. This one is a pretty serious topic. It's not something that people talk about. It's sort of going into what we don't talk about, that we're embarrassed to talk about, that society pushes away. And it's a pretty intense subject. There's been a couple of really well-known movies out there that have been made sort of around the topic, but not precisely like this. I think it's quite new. And it's about, of course, stigma. It's about how the use of the internet can impact on a small society in a very negative way, that it can make the outside world come in very quickly and be quite destructive. It's about ageism, how we look at youth and what we do with youth. What is the right thing? What is the wrong thing? It's about judgment, and it's a very, very touchy subject. Something intense. I think I'm drawn to it because you go to the movie, it's not something fun you want to watch, right? It's not something that you want to look at. It's confronting, but I'm going to make it's in a way that it's watchable and the characters are likeable. Not all of them are. And it's about narrow-mindedness in a small town. Narrow streets, narrow minds. So, yeah, that's sort of the themes I'm going for in this movie at the moment. Come on, ask me. Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
What ask?
The question, please. We've got to get through this.
Okay. So why do you feel you're the person to tell this story, to direct it?
That's a really interesting question and quite a tough one. I don't feel I'm the person to direct it because, oh, I'm great or I'm good at this or something. It's more because I think an age thing potentially, because I have a family. I think because it's about children and it's a sensitive topic and it's about adults interacting with youth. But what levels of youth are we talking about? Are we talking about someone who's young, who's 20? Or someone who's young, who's 5. What isn't okay, you know. I think that having had children myself, who's now a teenager, 17, I've got to experience the line of this child growing up. So I've had this interaction as a parent. So I can look at this from a parent's point of view and a filmmaker's point of view. So that's the reason I think I'm the person to make it. And plus, I don't care if people hate me sometimes. I'd love to be liked, yeah. I'm a decent person, but sometimes when you make movies like this, you want to put bums on seats, or do you want to get something out that you want people to really engage with? And that's what I want, actually. I just don't want something loud, blockbusterish, or if there's such a word as this, which there isn't. But yeah, it's more of a quiet, sensitive type movie. And that's where I feel I'm at. It's nothing loud. And I think it's for me, yeah. I think I'll do a good job.
So what is your progress now?
At the moment, we're in the script phase. That can take some people a couple of years, you know. But I plan to have this done pretty much towards the middle of this year. Then going over to Europe and doing a bit of filming there. Just a couple of test shots, locations and things, and seeing some distributors in Europe.
Okay, I know that it's a comment about the misuse of the internet. You're on Facebook yourself. What's the page about?
Yeah, that's interesting because it's ironic that in the movie I'm having a bit of a go about the impact of the internet, social media platforms actually, and how destructive it can be that we can develop things out of social media, or we can create websites, inappropriate websites. We can do things that are very horrible. And yet, what have I done? You know, I've gone and put myself on Facebook, and this particular page that I've got about the movie, this page is more a comment about filmmaking. It's a little bit about the movie, but it's about the filmmaker's process. As the movie's being made, we're going to put things up that have our bad days, our good days, like a diary, where it's going to say, oh, jeez, this went wrong, you know. This went right. Little vignettes showing things about getting finances and all those difficult things. It's boring, you know. That's boring to a lot of people, getting finance for a movie. But you have to. You've got to get the money from somewhere, right? And financing something like this yourself is hard. So getting finance, I prefer foreign distribution. I really like foreign films at the moment. I'm really into them. So, yeah, so that's what the page is for. It's so people can come and interact with film and maybe create a bit of a movement where we're a bit more freer and the thinking's a bit more open. Because nowadays we're into the blockbusters and we're into the sequels, a billion sequels of a sequel of a sequel of a sequel, coming soon, sequel 155, you know, it's not original to me. So the question is, what is original? And people who are looking at this page perhaps have the chance to put in their word about what's original, to make comments about it, and look at the way film is made and new ideas. Yeah.
So you mentioned foreign film. So who inspires your work?
Well, recently I've really got into foreign films. Like a lot of directors, I guess I spent many years sort of looking up to the big guys, you know, and going, wow, look at this big, amazing, like Spielberg and all these sort of people. And then over the last couple of years, you know, you've got Bergman and you've got Jean-Luc Godard, you know, you've got French filmmakers, and you've got these wonderful foreign movies that are coming out, because what's so great about them, that they take a simple premise. And it sounds funny, right? Like I heard of a really good one recently where the whole movie, I think it's a German movie, I'm not sure, but it's about a couple naming their child. And they give the child a really inappropriate name. And it's the fallout of giving this child this name. And that's the plot. Okay? But that's like, to me, it's like you can make a movie out of that. And they do it really well. They do it with quality and a style that really appeals. It's simple. So foreign movies. I'm very interested in Denmark because that's where some great movies are coming out of. Germany, Sweden, France, those sort of areas. I'm inspired by what I see at Cannes. And yeah, I think the work that's come from some of the Dogma filmmakers, it was a movement that was a long time ago. It doesn't exist anymore because it was anti-style. You know, it said we don't want to have a style. No style. But I think that as technology advanced, these filmmakers realised they need to use the technology and keep it simplified, or maybe whatever. I'm interested in Thomas Vinterberg's work. Very good filmmaker. Excellent. Not half bad to look at either. So, yeah, I'm inspired by that.
What's your future plans for the two? Your PhD and the film?
Yeah, so I'm juggling both projects. Working weekends, film, and finishing the PhD. And then when the PhD's over, I'm heading to Europe, to Cannes, to canvass my idea around, meet some people, do some interviews, meet some of these filmmakers I really like and admire, to get some advice, maybe a bit of a chat. Yeah. So there's a lot going on.
Okay, any final comments?
Yeah, to anyone that's listening to this, the 3 people that are going to watch this in the world, yeah.
I'm in convulsion.
The 3 people that are going to watch this,
I can say, if you want to make film, there's only one thing you should do. Go out and do it. Don't sit and think about it all the time. Don't procrastinate. Don't worry if you've got one camera or you haven't got the best camera in the world. There are ways around it. Sometimes you can just shoot some test shots and get distribution that way. Have a really good idea though. Really think about your idea. Keep it simple. KISS. You know, I'm not making a porn movie. I'm just saying, keep it simple, stupid. Don't go too mad with your plot. Don't have 100 twists and a billion endings. And it'd be nice just to see something with smooth transitions where you kind of know what you're in for at the beginning. And you go along and then you go, oh my God. You don't get these big dramatic Hollywood endings. You know where you're at with a movie, but it's a hardcore topic. Pick something original. If it's been done before, really think about it, you know. But that's my advice. Read the stuff in this page, connect with other filmmakers, have conversations with other filmmakers, respect other people's ideas and try and encourage it, basically. Yeah, because I think every filmmaker's of value, and if you discourage someone, you might lose a really great idea. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I've learned over the last 3.5 years, is to stop being arrogant and sort of say, hey everyone, make a fucking movie. Let's just do movies, okay? Yeah, it's important.